Welcome back, everybody. Train Effective Podcast. I'm Hashir. That's Oriana. And today, guys, Oriana, I've known Oriana for a while. Oriana is a very special person and a special footballer as well, and a freaking good goalkeeper. I would not want to come up one on one against her in any match or training, but whatever. Oriana, how are you?
Yes, I'm good. How are you, Hashir?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. I'm just gonna get right into it because we gotta get right into it.
Yes.
How does a teenager move from Macau to England like all by herself, leaving everything? Like, how does that happen? Tell me.
Crazy story. Well, I don't know if you know that in Asia, school is like quite intense. But I go to like an Canadian international school. I think for me being born a bit I can say bit more privileged because my parents did work a lot for me to get what I have now. And if I wasn't able to, go to a international school, I wouldn't have time to probably start playing football in the first place. But I was in that school and we had a girls football team. So it kind of just started from there and then I just kept playing. And then it wasn't until grade 11 during Christmas ish when I I thought school was a bit too much, and if I wanted to actually pursue my dreams, I might have to move early
Yeah.
before I really, you know, develop into, I don't know, who knows, but yeah, I'm with Bournemouth with their football and school education program thing. So we train every day and then we have games on Wednesdays. And then I did research on my own on my computer through Christmas break, and then I found this ad with Bournemouth, and then I just kind of talked to my parents about how this is not just football, how I'm not just moving for football, and there's
Mm,
also education. So I'm doing A levels. So my parents are like, okay, that's cool if you're doing football thing that you like with school and you have your education, then we can agree to let you go to England. And in England, a lot of players they kind of play for a club and then they go to a school. But for me, I'm not British, so I applied to school first, and then I joined the team. And
yeah.
that's how I kind of am
So
able to be here.
you so you actually like for parents you checked
Yeah,
off like an important box because school and education
exactly.
for parents is quite important, some parents more than others, and I think my case was also similar, but I would say I did like I was a bit rebellious at times, all the time, but anyways, you're in England now, and what I
Yeah,
have if for the people that are watching on YouTube, and if you're watching on or if you're listening on Spotify, my background right now is the Lionesses, the England women's national team, who just did playing in the Euros, beat Germany, all that, and I remember seeing this piece with Leah Williamson, who's Arsenal woman captain and England captain as well, I think. And it was really passionate. She was talking about like come to Women's Super League games, buy tickets, like support, support, support. And I remember back in 2019, I think it was when the Women's World Cup happened. I'm from the US, and in the US,
yeah,
like
they won.
yeah, exactly. The US one, and I remember Megan Rapinoe, who's also a women's player. She said
Oh,
in the US, yeah, she was saying like
equal
you have to
pay
support yeah, you have to support the league, support women's football. It's not just about like
money.
talking about it. Yeah, it's about
Yeah, yeah.
it's the whole thing. Go ahead.
Sorry for kind of interrupting, but But yeah, I feel like a lot of people kind of misunderstand what's the whole point of what Megan Rapinoe's saying. Like, I do get that equal pay, men's and women's is not realistic yet. But I feel like it's more equal opportunities to play. Because I know a lot of girls, they are not able to play football in the first place because, well, in Macau, there is literally no there's not a league for girls to play regularly, and
Yeah.
there's no school league.
Mm,
So for my school, since it's an international school, so international schools around China, they kind of form their own league, so we play against other international schools. But that's my school team. But to play in Macau in our own country, we don't have a league. So besides from my school, there's literally no other uh, foot uh, like school teams. It's just my school.
yeah.
So if you can't even play for a school team, there will be no girls playing in the first place because the point is to play a game and not just train. If you know what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
there's no games in the first place, so there's no girls playing. And
Yeah,
then
and it's about access.
yeah,
I think you're talking about access, and that's the thing I
yeah,
see in the US. Sorry to interrupt you. In the US, like there is so much access. Not always because in the US sometimes it's expensive to play as well. But here, like youth, I mean, here we call it soccer. Youth soccer here is it's probably I'm pretty sure statistically it's the most popular sport. Lots of girls play youth soccer here, and they go on to you play until about you're 17, 18, then you go play in
and then
college.
yeah, get
And
like scholarships.
yeah, exactly. But we have so many like youth soccer players here, men and women, and our women's teams have always been great and amazing. It's just I loved that what Leah Williamson was saying. It was like in England at least, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm on social media a good amount. Yeah, I'm on Twitter. I see the discussions that happen, even in the US, never mind England, about women's sports and women's football and all this and that. And it's like it does become a bit disheartening at times because it's like, yeah, it's not gonna be 60,000 seats every match, but it can be. And I saw that with the, I believe it was Barcelona or Real Madrid. I forgot
Oh
which team.
yeah,
Yeah, I
the
seen that and I was like, wow,
final thing. Yeah, I
yeah, and
just
I was like,
think
this can happen.
it's like just mind blowing.
Yeah, and
Yeah, cause
like the
like
potential is
in
there,
the
you know?
yeah, cause like in a typical women's match, I don't know, for example, Chelsea, like you see the men they're playing at Stamford Bridge. For women's, they're playing at what like Cheshire or something. It's
Yeah,
literally I don't know the same as a grassroots, well, a better grassroots that gets paid like amateur kind of pitch. So I just don't get how professionals can play in such a venue with like that limited capacity. And
yeah.
there's nothing like no ads or anything about oh this game is going on.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
even before this podcast, I this was a bit strange actually. Even algorithm wise, like I typed it on Google. I typed in England versus Germany the to
mhm.
get like my background, and all I saw was like the men's teams, and I was like, wait, like I thought England versus Germany was the women's final that just happened the other day, like. And it's
Yeah,
like
well,
you then they prioritize the men's football there because I guess the press doesn't get on women's football as much and all this stuff. But this is my thing. I do think that the popularity is growing. I think popularity is growing. I think awareness is growing, and I think it's our jobs to like. I'm not gonna say give it a chance because if I think some people already like are interested and invested in women's football. Um, I am, but I think the rest of the world should just be a bit more open-minded if we can be towards something that's not what you see every day. We're used to men's football, that's great, but it doesn't mean you have to bash women's football. You can also give it respect.
yeah, because you can't compare it. It's like the same as track and field. Like you
Yeah,
won't see someone, comparing Usain Bolt to like I don't know. Is it bad if I can't think of a woman sprinter?
No, it's not. I mean, that's how we're kind of that's
Like,
kind of how we're institutionalized because that's what the world does to us. I mean, there
there's
are amazing female athletes.
yeah, because you won't see men being compared to women or women compared to men in track and field, but it's
Yeah,
just football. That's I don't know. Like I just don't know why men just keep bashing on women when women are banned to play for 50 years and it's just getting started.
yeah,
It's like comparing I don't know like Messi, Ronaldo to like some professional worker, not worker. I'm thinking of because you know how football players they used to work for factories and then they represent the factories. I'm thinking of professional workers, but yeah, like you won't see Messi compared to I don't know, like someone from the 1940s playing football. Just
yeah.
doesn't make sense.
So tell me this, because you're in England and you're playing, and how is the experience different in women's football? Because you've seen it firsthand. I can't speak on that because I haven't seen it firsthand. You tell me, how is that experience like? Because I know what it is, what it's like on the men's side and the boys'
Yeah.
side. How is it on your side?
Well, like for me, well, first things first. When I got here, everyone's just massive.
Yeah,
Because like in Macau, if you don't know, this is Macau repping. I'm from Macau, so it's like next to Hong Kong. I keep telling everyone that it's next to Hong Kong because no one knows where's Macau.
yeah,
So it's in Asia, and then Asians are quite not that tall, quite
yeah.
short, and then I'm literally about average, 5'6".
Yeah. No,
I'm
I
5'6", 160 cm, or
yeah,
barely 160 cm. So I'm literally average, but here with my team, I'm like one of the shortest ones. Like the
wow.
last, like I don't know, like everyone's like half a head
Yeah,
taller. So so height difference. So I'm quite short, so I think I have to make up for it with my other abilities because I'm a goalkeeper. You know, being short doesn't really help.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
so I have to be a bit more technical and play with my feet more because every keeper can play with their hands, catch, I don't know, move a bit, catch, and that's all we do in training.
Yeah,
Catch, I don't know. But you won't see many keepers that can really play with their feet, like Ederson or
yeah,
Allison.
yeah.
So I think I work on my feet a bit more because in Macau, you know, lack of games, you know, like just training is not that good. So I train a lot on my own. So if you train on your own, you kind of have to use your feet a bit more. And I don't really have. Oh, is that EK?
Yeah, that is. Yeah, that is.
Yeah. So yeah, I train on my own. I can't really train hands or diving because it's just hard to train on your own as a goalkeeper. So I train a lot with my feet, and then yeah, well, when I got here, I thought I had a lot of catching up to do, but I guess not really. Turns out I don't really like. Well, before I got here, I thought I'm here and everyone's up top, but now I'm here. I think I'm probably about the same.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not trying to be cocky, but I think I might just be a little bit better.
Why do you think that?
Well, because I actually did trials with West Ham and then Aston Villa, and then Birmingham City, and those
How are those experiences? I wanna know what those were like because those are big clubs, not just for
yeah,
obviously men's, but women's as well. Those are
yeah.
big clubs. How were those experiences?
Well, I just can't believe I'm in the training ground. Everything is like what you see on online. It's like
Yeah.
it's just amazing. The facilities are crazy. Like you
Yeah.
won't believe it's like perfect grass, perfect. I don't know, bounce on the ball like soft. Oh my god, it's perfect.
It's
Yeah,
the little things that matter, right? It's the little things that matter.
yeah, I still can't believe I'm actually there and like I can't believe I got the opportunity to trial.
Yeah.
Um well for girls, it's literally open trials. like they do open trials, and then they also do invite players over. So what I did, so I went online because I heard some trials or something like around February, March. So that's when they do the trials for girls. At least that's as far as I know. And then I signed up, and then you also have to include your CV sometimes. So I said that I play for Macau, national team. So they
Mhm.
kind of want to see me, I guess. So I got all my invites to the clubs that I
Yeah.
kind of applied for. And then, well, I went to Birmingham first, like Birmingham City. And then um I didn't really hear back from them until a few weeks, and then they've invited me for a second one. And then for Aston Villa, well, I think I did really good with my feet because for keepers we are split up into so goalkeeper training for like an hour, and then we
Yeah.
have small sided games. That's the whole plan for all of the clubs. So I did really well in the small side games. Um, and I also scored like a top banger, top corner goal.
Goalkeeper.
Yeah, as a goalkeeper,
Yeah. Yeah.
I keep paying balls left, right, and center, like over the heads, and I'm singing it in side volley. But they probably think I'm short or something, so they just passed on me.
Mm.
It is what it is. And then for West Ham, the trial was for 2 days. And it's just all goalkeeper training because they're looking for goalkeepers. So I went there for 2 days. And then at the end, I told them that I don't have a British passport. So I had like a little meeting with coaches.
Yeah.
And said that they can't sign me because I'm not British.
It's just because I mean I so just my thing on that is like I think this is something that um so like it's frustrating because you like were probably like you probably would have gotten in, but there's something that I tell like players now as well. It's like people think that the solution is just to like go to
Travel
Europe.
college, it's no, you can't. You just can't. You have
Yeah,
to
like, I
stay up.
mean, so exactly. Well, they just, I think, and the reason I can talk on this is because I was the same. Like, you can't just expect to land in a football crazed like
Yeah,
continent.
and you just can't believe how many players are that much better than you. Because for Birmingham, I really do get why I'm not in. Because like there's keeper, she's like 17. I think her name's Lucy. I forgot her last name, but Lucy something. And then she played for England. She made her WSL debut. Over
Mm,
17,
yeah,
plays for England, so I get it. She's like 5'10",
yeah,
crazy good. And then in training, the coach literally pointed left or right, and he's gonna shoot penalties. And she flew top corner like 4 times, save top corner, save top corner. I just don't know how she can do it. So Lucy, hands down, I honestly don't
yeah.
know why she's in.
Giving
But
the flowers, but just just to finish what I was saying, it was like you can't always expect to just land on foreign soil, and the fact that you're good is gonna just do
yeah,
it for you. Like
yeah,
you probably have to be very good,
yeah,
and then that's when like because if you're the exact same what the like what a club or what a team already has, but they can get that exact same down the street, which one is easier to sign? The one down the street or the one where you have to go through all the work permits and all this and that and sponsoring and fees and visas,
and
passports, all this stuff?
right. Yeah, and the thing is, like host families, because I'm living with a host family at the moment, but how I talked about how players go to a school through the club. But for me, I apply as an international student, and I do have a Portuguese passport, but now Brexit,
Yeah,
I do have to pay to
yeah,
be here, and it's not just as because everyone has this mentality of, oh, the grass is greener over there, but once you're here you realize it's actually not as you think it is.
yeah. Yeah, I mean it
Yeah,
takes you have to experience it kind of to know what I'm
understand.
talking about and you're talking about as well. But like I mean definitely the if you're talking about strictly numbers, like yes, there are loads of clubs. There's so many clubs. There's so many, but like there's a lot of talent as well. There's a lot of skilled people as well. And guess what? There's a lot of people that are probably I'm just gonna
Yeah,
say it. Probably a lot of people that are working harder than you too. That's the main one. That are working harder than you, and it's like you have to put your best foot forward. This is why I always say, and I've spoke to multiple people about this before, who like we've talked about Simon, and similar, where they're like your thing, like if you're in a country, your thing should be the best player on your team first, then the best player in your like division, then in your whole league, your
area,
division, interchangeable,
region.
then in your region, state, county, state, country, whatever. Go that way, and you'll get noticed. You'll get acclaim. And then actually, if you get to that point, getting like a work permit or all that stuff, it becomes
Yeah,
easier because you're then at that point you can be a skilled worker.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. Cause like for me, cause I do play for a national team, Macau,
yeah,
and like once again, like I'm not being cocky, but I'm just being honest, and I'm like, and I would say that I'm confident
yeah,
and like that. I'm aware of my own abilities, and I do think that I'm probably the best girl, female football player in Macau.
yeah,
Because Macau's not that good in the first place.
yeah,
But I do play for a national team, so I kind of have a little check already that I do
yeah,
represent a country. But yeah, I just can't believe how like if moving to a different country, you have to be really good because the clubs won't spend that much resources on you just because you average. They
yeah,
can sign, I don't know, like your homeboy over to that street and just
yeah,
sign you. And not you, you know. If like to sign you, you won't believe how many resources that they need to sign
yeah,
you. So it's not just something, oh, I want to go there. Oh, I want to go there. Can I? Oh, if I have that this much money to book a ticket, I can. No,
yeah.
yeah,
And
yeah.
the,
Like you have to be good enough at a certain level.
exactly. And I will say this as well. I will say this as well. I'm not going to tell people to not have that experience because I think that, first of all, going to a country by yourself in general is life
Hella
changing.
scary. It is.
But then going to another country to pursue like football or something you're passionate about, even football, whether it's football, it could be art, it can be
Or
dance, it can be any.
or just going to university, it is life changing, and you meet
Yeah,
so many different people that you just can't imagine meeting. Or yeah,
yeah. And the other thing I will say is that's life changing. And if you go to an environment where and this is kind of rare to find, so it's hard, but if you actually do go to an environment that's going to nurture you and try and help you develop and give you the right pointers. This is why I always talk about the train effective camps, but I'm not going to do that right now. You've been to a camp before, but I mean, I'm not going to get into that, but I always talk about the camps because you do have that good environment. My experience, the only thing about me in England is there's good and bad, right? So there were some coaches that they'll, oh, man, on the surface in front of you, they'll be so like nice and intriguing. Like,
yeah,
oh, all right, like you're looking for a team. Okay, give me your details.
yeah,
Where did you play? What did you do? All right, I'll give you a shout. Like, I'll give you a ring. Blah blah blah. Like, and obviously you never hear back from them. That happens a lot. And but then there are coaches. There are some coaches that will believe in you and will try and nurture you and will take you under their wing. And I had that actually in England. I'm gonna shout him out. His name was Francesco Zabotti. Yeah, he was this like weekend league coach in East London, and I would travel like 2 hours on like Saturday mornings to go play over there, like on bus or something. So it was cheaper. I don't remember. It was cheaper by like £2 or something. But
yeah,
like I remember he gave me the opportunity. He told me to come to all the training sessions. Like you don't have to pay or anything. Like you're good. Like um, I don't ever forget that. So there are people like that too. I want to transition really quick into something we spoke about earlier, which is in April. You told me that it was not the best, highest point in your life.
Yeah.
And if you're comfortable, you can obviously expand on that as much or as
Yes.
little as you want. Tell me about that because I don't even know about this.
Well, it's not just in April, but like since October, because
Yeah,
I'm here and my expectations was to come here, train, play, school.
yeah,
But and then because have you heard of like an international clearance to play?
yes,
So international clearance, I just can't believe because my program. So if we play a game, it's under Bournemouth, AFC Bournemouth, the club that just went to Prem. So we represent the under 21s, and then apparently my coach didn't know that about the international clearance because they never had a player. Well, they had, but before that rule applied, so he
mhm,
never knew about the new one. So I was 17. Yes, 17 when I moved here because my birthday's in April. I
yeah,
finished grade 11, and then this is grade 12, and then year 13. So I kind of have another year left of school. So so he sent me a form to fill out. So I gave it back to him, and I didn't hear from my coach or anything at training after training about what's going on. And he's like, "Oh, I have to wait for the clearance," and that's been like 4 weeks already. It's been a month.
yeah.
So in October, he told me that I'm so sorry, Oriana. The bad news is that your clearance has been rejected because you are under 18.
Mm,
There's something called a child protection policy law.
yeah,
So it's to prevent foreign players under the age of 18 being a child
yeah.
to play, to just kind of because they're scared that players will get exploited for money.
Okay,
Like,
yeah.
they, like that's nothing that they can do. So in a way, I'll be honest, I feel like I, I don't want to say being lied to, but like kind of I haven't been told everything, or my coach doesn't know about this is gonna happen.
Yeah,
And then I just couldn't play until I turned 18, which was in April.
yeah.
So
So you weren't getting matches.
yeah, it's just literally a whole season where I kept my head down, like new environment and stuff, and well, not sad, but like keep my head down, focus, worked.
Yeah,
Like working on training and stuff, like hoping that my name is gonna be on the roster, but it just never happened. And
yeah.
it just didn't happen for a whole season, and I played only like 4 games last
Yeah.
season. So in a way, I was sad, but it is what it is. That's what they call it.
Did you grow from it? Do you think you grew from it?
Yeah, definitely. That's yeah. Like I'm gonna kind of talk about that next. So I couldn't play, but in a way, I've through training and stuff. Like honestly, last season I improved so much, just
Yeah,
from training, and then and going to these trials and meeting new people, literally experiences that I can't go through in Macau. So like in a way, I am grateful that I'm here. I'm able to be in England and play, but at the same time, not being able to play games, which means I'm more ready when my time is up.
yeah, yeah. I love that. Listen,
Yeah.
I think the big thing. I don't always actually. I mean, I don't usually like ever like talk down necessarily on bad experiences or like. Let me just be blunt really quick. Shit that sucks. I don't really like talk down on it because it's like many times, most of the time, we're growing from it. It's all about your attitude. There's that quote. Like your attitude defines your altitude. You could have easily, 'cause I'm with the
Just
brain
give up.
stuff, right? You could have easily been like, you could have sulked. You could have been a different head down. You couldn't have been like a, all right, keep working. You could have been like a, damn it, you could have easily. You had so
And
many
yeah,
reasons.
yeah, because
You had so many reasons to
to stop.
sulk, give
Yeah.
up, stop, go back
Or
home to
yeah,
Macau,
yeah.
like
Or
give up
yeah,
hope.
like yeah, or just stop until I turn 18. Be like, yes, I can play now. I'm gonna train. But
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I think for me, because I couldn't play, I see my friends playing every week, like twice a week, once a week, and I'm just sad, like looking at them. Like
Yeah.
honestly, I'm just sad. I'm
Yeah.
gonna cry now, but yeah, and then I'm like, oh, they're working this hard. They they are playing a match now, and then I'm thinking to myself, what can I do now to make sure that I'm also improving to their level? Because I've always felt like I had so much catching up to do.
Yeah.
In Macau, I just felt like I'm not good enough. But like when I am, I always find something else to compare myself to for some reason.
Mm,
Like the bad
mm,
thing about myself, I feel like I compare too much to someone else.
yeah.
But like I can be on like page 10, they can be like page 100 or something.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you just can't compare because everyone's different. Like I'm not you, Hashira. Hashira, you're not me. I
Yeah.
can't compare what you've been through to me or me to you. It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah. And different
yeah,
two different like different stories, different journeys, different parts in our
yeah, because
processes.
you just can't compare. Like everyone's unique. Like everyone's different. Everyone's going through something on their own or with I don't know by themselves. Like who knows? But yeah, well, I feel like for me, I just kind of kept training and just hoping to improve when I can.
Yeah.
And
What
then yeah,
sorry, go ahead, finish that, and then I'm gonna ask you something.
I'm done.
Yeah, okay. What is I mean, April's done, that period is done, and now you're obviously it's August, so I know you've been training and playing all that stuff, but
Wait,
your
to interrupt, but yeah, but I just remember in like October, I called my parents like fully crying, and then
Mhm.
I also cried in my class like once or twice because I was just so upset. And then so I called my parents and then my friends, and then my parents are like, "Oh, like April's gonna fly past. Like just keep training." And
Yeah,
then like your time is about to come. So like I was just focused on oh what's next tomorrow or okay so I did this today and then what's next. So I just kept trying to train, and then I just keep counting the dates, and then now it's August, and I can't believe that year is just done.
yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I mean, time does fly by, I think.
Yeah,
Especially, I cannot emphasize how especially, time flies by because a lot of people think like, oh, like, well, I don't know, like
yeah,
2021 is so far away, whatever. Like, when you're doing something you love and enjoy, like, time flies by. Like,
yeah.
it's already like August 7th, like 2022. It's like,
Right.
what,
And
like,
I'm 18 now, not like 15 when I met you.
yeah, because backstory. So everybody, when I first met Oriana, it was right after COVID had started. We did some like video. We did some like stuff on Zoom with Train Effective and
So,
Elite with some
yeah,
different players.
like in classes, like online Zoom calls or something.
Yeah, and you know what? I felt such a connection to everybody there because it was like COVID had just started, and we were all like on Zoom with Simon and everybody, and
Yeah,
it
cause
like go
yeah,
ahead.
and I still remember like waking up, like sleeping at 10 or 11, and then setting my alarm at like 3 a.m. And then okay, yeah, I'm gonna wake up for an hour or two just for this, and I'm going back to sleep.
Yeah, that's dedication, and that was over 2 years ago. So, and the other thing I want to say is like, with just with you, like, because obviously I follow you on Instagram. Everyone, you need to follow Oriana on Instagram. If
Yes,
you're not doing that, you need to probably do that. It's in the descriptions for Spotify and everything and YouTube. But I've literally seen you improve. Like, you're
yes.
moving faster now. your reactions. I'm not a goalkeeping expert or a coach, but like your reactions, like your speed, like your reactions are much faster now. Like I feel like your just like movements in general, like for example, when you catch like parry a shot away and you get back up, like it's much faster than what it was in 2020. And like what's the formula? It's hard work. You trained, like you practice and you apply yourself every day. So keep that up. I wanted to ask, kind of on a final thing, like where do you see yourself in like 5, 10 years? Like where do you want to be if you're open to sharing that?
That's a good question because honestly, like at this point, I'm still kind of lost. But like I have an
You're
idea
early
of
in the process. Early in the process.
like yeah, like I know what I want to do, but it's the matter of how am I gonna do it.
Yeah.
'Cause, I have one more year left of college. If you don't know, college is like the last year of, like last 2 years of high school
Yeah.
in the UK. So you have U12 and then U13. That's grade 11 and 12. So I'm going to U13, which is grade 12. So after that, well, my plan before moving here was, like go to like get more game time, get more exposure, hopefully, and then go to the US because scholarships are big. So if you
Mm,
have a scholarship, because it's quite pricey,
yeah.
you kind of don't really have to pay or not pay as much.
Yeah.
So that's probably my original plan. But after meeting and playing with the like professional players and stuff, like I do feel like I can make it and I'm like so close, but it's just a little someone to give me a chance. Or not someone to give me a chance. Because I don't believe in a gatekeeper or someone. I
Yeah.
just think it's I don't know, it's a bit of luck as well. But if I keep improving, there's always room to improve. So I
Yeah.
feel like if I keep going, I can make it for sure.
Yeah.
But at this point, I want to go pro after college and then see where it takes me and then go to uni because I want to study sports and nutrition.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably the same like everywhere. I don't really have to be in top unis for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I
Yeah, I
go
got you.
to
And then
Spain or somewhere, I can do the same thing. If I go because I have a Portuguese passport.
yeah.
So yeah, I just kind of want to see where football takes me first and then go from there. But in 10 years, hopefully I'll be 28 and hopefully I'll still be playing professional or
Yeah.
it's a good professional at that point, hopefully.
We're gonna manifest it. We're gonna make that
Yeah,
happen.
manifest.
Yeah. And we're gonna manifest. No, no, listen, we're gonna manifest it. We are. Well, listen, it's gonna happen. And then we're gonna revisit this podcast and be like, you were 5'6", and oh wait, you're still 5'6", but look, now you're professional. Like that'll be amazing.
Yeah, but
And go
yeah,
ahead.
and I've been saying, I don't see it near future, but if I fell out of love with football, then I hope I'm still doing something that I love.
Yeah.
That's kind of sad saying it, but like, I don't see a point of doing something that you don't like, and then
Mm,
like day after day, and it just flies past, and that's your life. Because you only live once. Like, might as well just try something. If you don't try, you never know. It doesn't happen, and you might regret forever. And that's
yeah.
kind of why I'm here in England, anyways.
Yeah. That's why I was in England at age 20, dropping out of college, which is like actually really crazy if you just put that statement out there in the world. But listen, the
But
regret thing is real. What'd you say?
well, we all need some crazy people like us to make it work.
Yeah, and it's funny because it's the crazy ones that end up going the furthest.
Yeah.
I feel like so. Listen, You're, I need to watch my language. There, you're doing freaking amazing. My last question. My last question. We'll close with this. I like asking this one. When it's all said and done, and you live to be 150, and everything's finished, um, who do you want to be remembered as?
Oh, that question is gonna make me cry itself.
It's a deep one, isn't
Trust-
it?
Oh my god, guys, scaring me. No, um, I hope to be. This is actually sad. This is so sad. Someone that probably made a difference.
Yeah. Hey,
And
listen, you're.
enough.
y- I'm just gonna. I mean, I'm just gonna say it right now, and it's not because I know you. It's not because you post on Instagram a lot. 'Cause I think that's making a difference.
If you don't know me, that's my Insta, and I keep spamming, and I know it. Like I know it that like I know I'm spamming so much, and that's kind of the point.
Yeah, but you still train a lot, so it's fine. Yeah, no, but just on that, I'm gonna close it on this. Like, I'm just gonna say, like, you are making a difference, and especially in women's football, like, sometimes you're probably training so much, you're training, trying to improve, you're studying, you're doing all these things, you might not realize the impact you're having on other people. Like and you might not realize the impact you're having in your own life because you do a lot. Like when I told you, like you're improving, like your speed and everything, that's just footy wise. That's football wise on the pitch. Like in your life, you're making a difference for other people. You probably have friends that look up to you or see as inspiration, or they're like, oh, if I need a pat on the back, I go to Oriana, or if I need someone to kick me in the butt, like, I talk to her. Like you make a difference. Yeah. So I think that you just keep that up. You will be remembered for that. And I think you're already kind of known for that right now. So great job.
Yeah, well, like I'll be really honest. Like I do think I'm kind of like a down to earth person. Like I don't think I'm someone that I'm not. And like I have a few friends that actually send me messages and be like, "Oh my god, I can't believe you doing this, doing that. I see you working hard like every day. You like doing these training." And then I just can't believe like what I'm doing is like it actually motivates people or helps out someone. Because I'll be honest, like, I'm just so focused on myself, and I think that's for everyone. Like you won't realize what others are doing, how you are treating some people or impacting some people. Like you just don't realize. Like all you care about is yourself and how others make you feel, but you won't stop and think how you make others feel. And then I just can't believe me being myself and just doing what I'm doing. People are like, you inspire me, and that's just mind blowing. That's like, what the hell? Like, what did I do?
Yeah. No, listen, clearly you've done a lot and you're doing a lot. And I mean, the comments, like when I was during this podcast for Spotify, like the comments, like people are like saying, like, even here, like, so true. She's such an inspiration.
Really?
Like, you're
Because I can just and that's my friend.
yeah. Oh, and well, I mean, at least you have good friends, but like,
Yeah, she's
um,
plays for Aston Villa.
yeah. Listen,
This girl.
you're changing lives, and you know the cherry on top is like you're a baller too. So it's like keep that up. Um,
Am
and
I?
yeah, there's a down to earth, humble in that. But yeah, listen, everybody that tuned in, guys, I appreciate you all so much for coming in and listening to Oriana. And like we'll surely have you on again or something in the future. If you want to follow Oriana, just go on the links in the description below for YouTube and Spotify. I'm down there too if you want to shoot me a DM for training or mental stuff, which I really like talking about. Or if you just need help, you need someone to talk to, just send the damn DM. And yeah, guys, stay effective. Oriana, thank you so much for coming on. It was a blast.
Follow me, please. I'm fishing for likes. I'm joking.
Take care, everybody.
Joking.